You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Now, just about to put a call into the great Doug Hawkins, but just before I ring him, just forgot to say, I got too excited. Nothing annoys me more than just the biased nature of trying to snow the people that you're speaking to. You'll think I'm one of those people. If you think that Trump, just forgot to say this, is going to be the next president, you can think again. They will kill him, they will put him in jail, or they will rig the election. You wait until the votes come in. Early voting starts in a fortnight in Pennsylvania, I think, or some of the states. There'll either be when they get to count the votes on the crucial day, it'll either be a national blackout, a power outage. There'll be an international hack will happen and they can't collate the votes so that no one can scrutinise them, or there'll be a solar flare. Something will happen so that they rig the counting of the votes, or they take out the man who is trying to be the president for the second time. They will end up killing him. They've tried once through Crooks and his associates, and they will, if you have a look at what's been going on and all the stuff they don't tell you about, it is a disgrace. Now, I'm just glad. So I'm going to ring the great Dougie Hawkins, and as I say, we've got him on board for the finals. If anyone's interested in the finals, here we go. I'm putting a call in to the great man here. I don't know what he's doing, but he'll tell us what he's doing. Here he goes. What's happened?
Morning, Sam. Morning, Sue.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you there, Sam, yes. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Why can't I hear him, Sue?
Can you hear me?
Oh, no, because we've got a loose connection here, Doug. I can hear you now. I thought, don't tell me I'm going to have to strain to listen to you. I've just pushed a little. How are you?
Morning, Sam, and morning to you, Sue.
Good on you, mate. Now, Doug, well, there's plenty of things we can talk about, and you might want to talk about things. Just incidentally, Michael Christian, menswear.com, he said, listen to this. He said, yes, listen to this. He said, Jesus, I've lost his...
What did he say, Sam?
Oh, jeez.
He said the hats are flying.
He did. Hang on, Doug.
Finish your hats are flying.
Just a minute, Doug. They are flying. Where is he? Here he is. Here. He says, "G'day, Sam. Have had a late run on the Doug Hawkins signed caps. There's only just a handful left, which a handful is 5, Doug, I think, isn't it?"
Correct.
Yeah, you got 4 fingers and a thumb.
No, that's correct.
A handful left for Father's Day delivery. It's so they've rocketed out. He's had to. I know. I do this often, but he's had to get over ring Thailand and get the kids out of creche, out of day school to go and manufacture some more, because they're inundated with the Nike orders as well. So, and so you can still get the Doug Hawkins signed caps and my signatures on them as well for Father's Day. They're very prolific up here on the Gold Coast. Oh, not the Gold Coast. Up in Airlie Beach. I'm up in far north Queensland.
Where are you, sir? Where are you?
Far north Queensland, yeah. And while I'm on it, I just say he wanted us to give a shout out to David Daly from Golden Square. Yeah. He loves the podcast, and also Trevor Chirpic. Chirpy.
Chirpy.
This bloke's name, this is how you spell it. TSCH, not a vowel in the first 4 letters. Sherpick. Good luck pronouncing that one, he says. Who has listened from day one and also met you at the Supercars in Darwin many moons ago. Yeah, that was 15. Yeah, I remember David well. Trevor, his name is. That's how well I know him. Trevor is from Nightcliff in the Northern Territory. Well, there you are.
Yes.
We're going to speak to Greg Evans from the Northern Territory, or we've just spoken to him, depending whether we put you on first or him on when we rearrange how this broadcast goes. Now, Doug, I'm going to say this. So it was a tremendously exciting season down to the wire. This is AFL in probably the most ordinary year of football I've ever seen. I know people will say the games were exciting, and the it came down to the wire, and a lot of sides won by a point or lost by a point. But the football was, honestly, it's unwatchable, most of it. I know if you're a fan, you love your side winning, but it's almost sent the purists into a decline, the way the game's played and umpired and adjudicated, and so good on you. So I know there's 4 interstate sides and 4 Melbourne sides playing, Doug.
Yep.
What did you make of it all? I think Footscray and Hawthorn whinging about is the Swans whinging that they don't get a game on Friday night. What is all that about?
Well, Sam, we got the game on the Friday night, Western Bulldogs and Hawthorn. And just going back to the footy, the modern-day supporter, Sam, they're very easily pleased. And you hit it on the head. Because the scores are level and the scores are tight, they think the footy's fantastic.
Yep.
The footy has been ordinary.
No, it's been ordinary. But Doug, so the people who think it's great, they're probably if you're under 50, you won't know the game to have been played any different. Or if you're under 40, you certainly will. So sounds like we're not knocking the players, or we're not. The game is. You never spoke a true word, Doug, when you said if you were coaching a side, we'll end up playing touch football. They say it's a robust, strong, physical game. It's nothing of the sort. People back into packs now with immunity, knowing they won't get crunched, not hit hard in any illegal way, but to punch the ball out by making contact with someone's fingers as they hit the ball. I mean, how can you adjudicate that? I mean, honestly, it's anyhow. So it's not a tough game anymore, but it's a delightfully played, gentle game. And it's good on them. So what did you make of the Dogs and Hawthorn? Where did Hawthorn come from?
Well, I'll tell you what, Sam, they've been the most impressive side over the last probably 6 or 7 weeks. And before that, Sam, they've probably lost 2 or 3 real close games by under a kick, under a goal. And they're right in the mix, this mob. I'll tell you what, if we I tell you, Sam, on next Friday night, if we play at our best, we'll get them. But we need to be right at our best. And if we're not at our best, this young Hawthorn side, who have been coached by Sam Mitchell, who's we both know was an absolutely sensational player, Sam. I thought he was just fantastic.
Very nice boy, too.
Both-sided, yeah, lovely bloke, both-sided. And I got some very good mail out of Perth from our mate, and the Mouse said that at the West Coast Eagles, he was rated very highly, Sam Mitchell, when he was there as assistant coach with Simpson. So it was no surprise to see him come back into the fold into Melbourne and be a terrific coach. And he's probably been, Sam, to be honest, he's been the coach of the year, Sam Mitchell.
Yes.
I got no doubt about that.
So, Doug, you make that generic statement, generic meaning just a general statement, that if Footscray play at their best, they'll beat Hawthorn. Could I ask you this, Doug? If Hawthorn play at their best and Footscray play at their best, who would you think would win?
I think we'll get them, Sam. I think we'll get them. And no, I really do. I just think the Bulldogs at their best, they can get anyone, Sam. This
but
final
anyone who plays at their best in the finals can win.
Well, they
can't
can. They can. Yeah, they can. But I've just got this gut feeling about the Bulldogs, Sam, and I don't know why at this stage. But this reminds me of very much like 2016, Sam, when we won that flag, our second flag in the club's history. This reminds me of this is so even. And the Dogs come from 7th back in 2016.
You got a good memory, Doug. That's 8 years ago.
Yeah, I've just got this gut feeling, Sam, about the Dogs again, and just a bit of a repeat of this 2016. The side's changed. I think there's only 4 or 5 players playing next Friday night who played in that 2016. I think Liberatore, Bontempelli, I can't remember the other 2, Sam. There's only 4 or 5.
What's it matter who the other 2 are, Doug?
Caleb Daniel, and there's one more other. I think it's going to be a good final series, Sam. There's no doubt about that. And
So Sue said you'd
you-
been critical of Luke Beveridge previously.
who I am?
Yeah, Sue said that.
Oh,
No, she
I'm
didn't.
one of his biggest-
Her eyes nearly popped out of her head when I was just trying to get her attention. She didn't say that at all. But Luke's,
No.
how's you were a bit sus about some of Luke's some moves at one stage, weren't you, during the year?
I was, Sam. There was particularly the one that I was very hard on was the boy Lobster, Rory
The boy Lobster? Is that his name?
No, his name's Rory Lob. Rory.
Oh, the Lobster, I get you.
Yeah, Rory Lob, Sam. He wears the famous number 7.
I'm looking him up. I've got I've done some research.
Have you?
I've got all the entrants, all the people who have been nominated for the Australian squad, and I'm looking up Western Bulldogs. Here he is. Let me just see.
He's not in that. He's not in that.
Oh, isn't he? Oh, there's
Well, he was Sam.
Bontempelli, Dale, and Treloar have been nominated in the first list. I think they pare it down to about 22 after the initial 44, don't they?
Yeah, they do, Sam. And just quickly going back to Roy Lobb, he was looking for his 4th club. He was going. It was middle of the year. He was gone because he was out of form. He'd played 3, 4, maybe even 5 in a row in the VFL in the seconds. And he was actually gone from the Bulldogs, Sam. But what's happened, Luke Beveridge has played him at centre-half back. Now, he's gone to centre-half back over the last 5 or 6 weeks. And Roy Lobb's been terrific. The move by Beveridge was an absolute winner. An absolute winner.
The Lobsters. The Lobsters made Luke Beveridge look good, and you having to concede a little.
Backpedal. I backpedaled. Yeah.
No. So
I backpedaled.
So anyhow, I don't agree with you for the very little I watch. If Hawthorn play at their best, but this is an elimination final, isn't it?
Correct.
Isn't it?
It's a knockout final.
Yeah.
It's our home final.
Yeah, at the MCG.
And they play there every week.
Yeah, that's right. So at least it's not up in Darwin or down in Tasmania. It was in Ballarat last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was when we got hold of the
Why don't they play the elimination final up in Ballarat and bring the country folk into it? You can drive the cars, park the cars around the ground with their lights on. So wonder they don't. So wonder they don't do something like that, Doug. I see there now. I see Andrew Dillon's instructed Channel 7 to employ people who aren't white to join the commentary. They're just joining the quota system, not based on meritocracy. But anyhow, that's the way it's headed. I've had a say about that earlier.
Sam, did you see last week? Sam, did you see last week the Crows player from Adelaide? It got dropped. He got dropped.
As in dropped out of the side or punched?
He got dropped out of the side.
Oh yeah.
It is when I say allegedly, they're trying to cover it up because he called the Port Adelaide supporters toothless and indicated by pointing out his teeth that you're toothless. And his name was Rochelle. His surname was Rachel or Rochelle or something like that. He's been a pretty good player. He's 21. And Adelaide Crows dropped him because it was against their club rules.
Yes, protocol.
What a load, Sam. What a load of shit.
Yeah, diversity, inclusion. It is. It's crap, mate. I've already had a say about this earlier. I didn't want to implicate anyone that I do this podcast with about having to conform to the woke bullshit that people lay on you, and you feel reticent to actually have an opinion in case you offend who? You offend. We get offended by having to put up with all this crap. If you can't call someone toothless or fat or stupid or ugly, what's it matter? Now, Doug, so the other guy, is that an elimination final too, the other one? Sixth plays...
Brisbane and Carlton,
plays
Sam.
Sixth?
Brisbane and Carlton will play off in the other elimination at the Gabba.
Oh.
And Carlton are run on empty, Sam. They're run on empty.
Yeah.
Carlton.
Running on empty.
And just very quickly, you may not have heard this, Sam and Sue, but Michael Voss yesterday was having coffee in Hawthorn, and two villains in a stolen Mercedes actually flipped it 100 metres from the coffee shop.
Well, Sue's
And
nodding.
he ran over.
Didn't he run over and he caught the guy or something?
He did a citizen.
Yeah.
He did a citizen arrest, Sam. He grabbed two villains, aged 16 and 15.
Did he?
He got one in a headlock. He got the other one in a full Nelson with one arm. And the bloke in the headlock, he slipped him. Listen to this. He slipped him, but the other bloke, he drilled into the ground. And you're going to love this, Sam, Sue.
Oh, don't tell me he's got charged.
No. He looked up at him. You know what he said to him? Can I ring my mum? She brags on Carlton. She loves you, bossy.
Fantastic. That's brilliant.
Sam, he looked up and said, can I ring me mum?
Yeah.
Bossy 614. He said, she loves you. She brags on the blue.
Ah, that is brilliant. You wait till some tree-swinging Green Party lawyers get onto them and sue Voss for aggressive behaviour or assault or something. That'll be the next thing. Well, good on him, man.
Sam, let me tell you, Sam, what the end result was. Last night, that 15-year-old boy that Vossi held down on the ground for the police, you know what he got done at 5 o'clock last night? He got out on bail.
Yep, it's
He
extraordinary.
got out on bail. That is just an absolute disgrace. The Allen government here in Victoria, that is a disgrace. He aggravated burglary, stole a Mercedes, flipped it 200 metres from a school, by the way, 8:30 in the morning, and he's out on bail at 5 o'clock. It's just bullshit, absolute bullshit.
Yeah, and you wonder why. And I noticed that I noticed this, Doug. Just to read this out too. I've got this. It says traders are too scared to work nights on trouble-plagued Elizabeth Street. So if anyone who is running for the mayor, I see Kuta Feedes is, I see Nick Rees is. I don't know who else is running for the mayor, Susan.
I think Aaron Wood is also. He was a previous Deputy Lord Mayor.
Correct.
I don't mind saying this, Doug. When I was thinking of running for the Lord Mayor, my four things, the four platforms, not bike lanes, not helmets, not speed limits, not nothing. My four things were litter, graffiti, the homeless, and security. And if you can't organise either through the council or the Victorian Police, if you can't organise people to be safe on the streets in our city in Melbourne, Australia, if you're only paying lip service to that, you don't deserve to get anywhere. What
stopped you, Sam? What stopped you having a crack at it? Why did you have a crack at it?
I did have a genuine crack at it, but I've said this before. You have to present yourself in person to the electorate, to the town hall, to show that you are the actual person nominating. They have to eyeball you. You can't do it on Zoom. You can't do it on FaceTime. You have to turn up. And the week or the day that I was meant to turn up, I was over in Augusta at the Channel 9 sent me over to Augusta to the Masters. So I was disqualified by the fact I didn't show. So I'm not sure if Channel 9 did that on purpose or that's my conspiracy theory, but that's why that came to an end. So how did we get onto that? Oh, Voss. So you think that no way Carlton could beat Brisbane, is there?
No, I think, Sam, they're running on empty.
Another side running on empty, Doug. That's petrol is in short supply down there, by the sound of it.
Who sung that song, Sam? Who sung that, Running on Empty?
Oh, very good. Let me just see if I can think about that while Susan Googles it.
Bob Seger. Go on.
Bobby Seger, did he?
Yeah, the Silver Bullet Band, I reckon. Tell Sue to check that.
No, she's checking. Don't worry about that.
Is she checking up? What were we talking about?
We were talking about Carlton couldn't possibly beat Brisbane.
No, they can't, mate. Sam, they got a week off. Yeah, no, they can't. They can't win.
So, what's the worst case scenario? I hate to say this because it's a national game, but the worst case scenario is that who are the other interstate sides playing? The Dockers. Dockers in Sydney.
Dockers missed out.
Hey,
Dockers missed out.
Oh, did they?
Dockers missed out, Sam. Yeah.
Sydney Sydney and
GWS.
yeah,
and GWS.
how about that? How about if GWS and Sydney end up playing the grand final? That'll be a winner.
There'll be 8,000 people there.
No, the theatre goers will be there. Now, I meant to ask you this, Doug. How are you going with finals tickets? Do you understand the rigmarole you've got to go through to get finals tickets if you're a life member, which you are because you've played 360 games or something? Do you understand you've got to go through Ticketek or Ticketmaster, or you've got to go, it's a nightmare. And then you go into a ballot, I think.
Hundale Sweetheart yesterday.
Yeah.
Hundale Sweetheart at 11 o'clock when it went on, when I say sale, when the life members tickets went on onto the screen, she got on at 11 o'clock when you had to, and by quarter past it was exhausted, which means exhausted means they're gone.
That means they're gone.
So I'm a Footscray, obviously.
Yes.
Officially a legend of the club, Sam. And just by the way, a shout out very quickly to Johnny Schultz. Sam, did you ruck against Johnny Schultz?
My word, I did.
Yeah, he's not very well, Sam.
Didn't he?
He's in palliative care as we speak.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
He's 85 now, Sam. He's 85, Schultzy. So from us, Sam, we send our love and regard to him and the family.
When did he
Lovely
finish?
man, isn't he?
Oh, he's a lovely man. Brownlow medalist. When did he finish?
He would have finished, Sam, probably around 70, around the same, maybe
Really?
a bit late. Well, yeah, probably around the same time as EJ.
Yeah.
I reckon about 70.
Gentleman
man.
John Schultz.
Sam, exactly right. And he presented the cup there in 2016 with Luke Beveridge to the Bulldogs when they won the flag. He loved it. He loves the Bulldogs. He doesn't like the Bulldogs, Sam. He loves them. And we just love and thoughts out to Schultz and his family, mate. Yeah.
Yes, that's palliative care. There's not a lot of return from that.
No, there's not, Sam. He's 85, and God bless him. And mate, what were we talking about?
I tell you what we're talking about. There's three things I have been watching.
What was I talking about?
We were talking about Michael Voss lumbering two felons and them getting bailed.
I know what you said, Sam. You spoke about the gay, lesbian, transgender games coming to Victoria. You were going to talk about that.
Well, I've had a chat about that earlier. So this is my point about that, Doug. We have wasted. Andrews said that they cancelled the Commonwealth Games because it was going to cost $7 billion, which was electioneering fraud. They just tried to get the vote by saying all the regional towns would cash in on it. So they cancelled the the Commonwealth Games, and below me down, we are now putting up with the absolute diversity, inclusion, and equity brigade, who have now put up. We'll have a gay games. Why? If you can have the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Games, why can't gay people enter those if they're any good? Why do we have to have a second-tier sport? It is a second-tier sport. They're not second-tier people. It's a second-tier event. Why do we have to waste money on a second-tier event when there's two main events, the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games, which anyone can enter if you're good enough? It is just pandering to a section of the community that honestly, who is interested in that? Not who is interested. There'd be plenty of people interested in it. It's like when we're going to go through the whole thing over in Paris again with the disabled games. Like, good on them, good on. But we just go, we just keep going on and on and on about. The gay games, when you've cancelled the Commonwealth Games, and suddenly the public are now going to stump up money for a second-tier event. Not second-tier people, a second-tier event. What
sports do they compete in, the gay games? What are they? Same as is it swimming and all that?
Don't start me. Well, I suppose.
Is it boxing and all that stuff? And that? Is it weights and weightlifting?
Yeah, leapfrog. But they must complete the leap.
Are we still on air?
Probably not after that.
Anyway,
Now,
good luck. Good
yeah,
luck to
good on them. Good on us.
I got caught in their march yesterday, Sam. I got caught in their march.
The gay
Had a
march?
yesterday. The CFME union, the CFMEU,
Oh, yeah.
we had a big march yesterday.
Yep.
We had 80,000. I got caught in that march, the gay lesbian transgender march. I was rushing down Swanston Street, and I saw these different colours. I thought I'd just join in here. Then they're all in their jumpsuits, and
And then their
I was in the wrong line.
the lycra and tight bicycle shorts, and they mix them with the CFMEU. That is a recipe for disaster. That's like Hamas and Israel fighting. So
No, I got caught up for about 200 metres, Sam, and I realised I was in the wrong line, wrong march.
So it's pretty good, the state government who have relied on the CFMEU through their coffers, through their coffers and donations and electioneering money, now decided to try and deregister them. That's gone over like a wrought iron hang glider.
As it was.
Yeah.
As it was, Sam. There's about 80,000 there yesterday marching in Victoria alone, Australia-wide.
Do you know the transgender people, the gender alignment people, the gay people, the LGBTQs? They have a march or a procession every other week in Melbourne. There's 26 of them a year go on. Disrupting the general public. It's extraordinary, and we put up with it. We honestly put up with it. It's frightening. Now, Doug, I want to ask.
Sam, we're given them grants, 400,000 in Victoria, grants to hold their community celebrations. The LGBTIQA, what's that stand for, Sam?
I think lesbian, gay. Bi, LGBT, trans, Q, queer, and I means I don't know, introverted or idiot.
What about A? There's A at the end.
Is it? That means
there's an A.
Arsehole? I don't know. Asexual, Sue says.
Asexual.
Yeah.
Well done, Sue. Sam, do you know that 400,000 of grants is available across Victoria for the for their community celebration?
Well, they must think it's good because it helps well-being for people who enjoy that. Now, Doug,
sure.
I want to ask you this. So if you were ever contracted to Footscray or the Lions, and you had you're on a good wicket, and suddenly the Footscray side didn't start to go too well, and you thought, oh shit, I might like to try and move on to another side that's going to give me a bit of joy by winning a final or a premiership. And then you said, well, I've got a contract, so I better honour it. But no, I'm not going to honour it. I'm going to cause a bit of disruption. Why is Christian Petrarca from Melbourne, why is he allowed to break his contract and go elsewhere if Melbourne don't want him to?
Something's happened there, Sam. We know he had that... and I think, Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, you lost a kidney, Sam, is that correct?
I did. We're still searching for it out on the forward flank of the MCG. I lost it in 67. Yeah. No one's found it.
No.
I just put out an all points bulletin. If anyone finds a spare kidney out on the half forward flank while you're playing, perhaps just get in touch with us and I'll see if I can reinsert it. Yeah. So
that was good. That was good.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
67, was it 67?
67, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sort of it's a shaped like a kidney bean, you know, those beans. It looks like a baby curled up in the womb. It's sort of, anyhow, that's what a kidney looks like.
So going back, Sam, to Petrarca.
Yep.
I think, and I don't know this, but I just got this feeling about the care and the operation that he actually said, Sam, last night that he may not have passed away in this operation. This is what was said last night on TV, and I'm not saying that it's Melbourne's fault or they didn't do this or didn't do that. But it's just as you said, Sam. This bloke, he's probably the best player at Melbourne.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. And he has a 4 or 5 year deal still sitting on the table. But something's really rocked him. To walk away from the D's.
I see. So the inference is that he, medically speaking, he wasn't monitored well enough, and he could have been life threatening. Here's Suzanne.
Correct,
here we
correct,
go. Hang on,
correct.
Doug. Here is the voice of reason here.
His perceived welfare failures of Melbourne on
I
his
see.
Injury, the horrific injury on the King's birthday.
Well, there you are. Well, so, Doug, can I tell you, I don't want to insert myself into this, but this is true. When I lost my kidney, I was taken to this is in the first quarter of the final first semi against Collingwood. I was walked round the boundary and put on a stretcher, rub-down table in the rooms, and lay there, unbeknownst to me, genuinely bleeding to death internally. And my father came in about 10 minutes before the end of the second half, before half-time, and he said, "Geez, you're white." And he helped me to the urinal, and I urinated pure blood, and that's when they realised I had my blood supply replaced twice on the way when I got to hospital. I had almost bled to death inside because back in 1967 they just thought, well, have a lie down, see how you feel at half-time. And because
why don't you go back out and play, Sam?
Because there wasn't such a thing as an interchange bench, Doug. Once you're off the ground, you're off.
Of course, you're right. You were too. Yeah. Right.
Oh no.
But you would have went back. You would have went back out. Sure.
Oh, I would have gone back out. I had a foot missing. I caught that on the escalator going up to the dining room. I had a prosthetic foot, and I had no brain. I played my whole life without a brain, and so I'm a medical marvel.
That makes two. There you go. That makes two of us.
So let me ask you this, Doug. I've been watching the football. I've been a captive audience. Besides the disgraceful umpiring, the disgraceful decisions that change the course and the result of a game and the result of a season, just nonsensical decisions that keep being made week after week. Tell me this, I know we've covered this before, the idea of the line across the circle at centre bounces is so that you stay your side of the line and the other person stays his side of the line, and that makes you jump at the ball. How come when they bounce the ball, one of the players immediately, even before they bounce it, steps across into the 180 degrees, which is the domain of your opponent? Why is that not policed? That's what the line was there for, so it makes you jump for the ball rather than wrestling.
No, Sam, you're on the money. And there's been talk now about getting rid of the bounce and just throwing the ball in the air, make it an even playing field. But I can't answer that.
Okay, so all right. So they throw the ball in the air, make it an even playing field. How is it even playing field if you can a taller and bigger man can step across the line and stop the other person jumping for the ball? That was the whole idea of it, and they just they just ignore it. If they concentrated on things like that, the game would be better. You'd get more intelligent ruck work. You'd get better clearances out of the centre square. But they just worry about whether you're a millimetre too close on the mark or you've moved a fingernail instead of jumping. It is cringeworthy, Doug.
Well, we should make a call to Laura Kane and get her thoughts on that idea, Sam, to maybe rectify it.
Yeah,
Laura Kane, she's the
CE
something operations manager. Yeah. She done. Well, remember the great Alan Schwab and the Ross Oakleys. They're footy people, mate. Yeah. They're footy people, Sam. Yeah. They're down to earth footy people, not these different. Anyway,
not these different genders, Doug.
Yeah, these different.
No,
people,
but Doug, we say this quite honestly and sincerely. If a club, so North Melbourne, I think their CEO is a woman, their president's a woman. They've got three people in the top office are women. If this is a meritocracy, then that's fantastic. If women or men can run the whole thing, that's fantastic. How would you be if you're a North Melbourne supporter? You surely have some football people in that in there at the top office that have been out on the park and actually played and know. It's like when they asked people to have an input into the rules, they asked a whole lot of different people from different fields of society, coloured people, immigrants, males, females, convertible. They asked... the only people they didn't ask were the actual people who'd played the game. There was one or two of them, but the whole thing was just designed as window dressing to give the public a chance as to how they'd improve the game. The public only have it is so subjective. They want the game that they would give advice as to how they want the game played because they would know what their side wants, let alone what the game needs.
Well, that's why, Sam, the Bulldogs have got a good balance. Kylie Wheeler-Watson, she's our president. And she's had a job with Disney for many years, and she's a very good operator.
Disney?
But you know what we've got? We're Disney, and we've got Luke Darcy as director. He's involved in the football department, and Chris Grant is the footy operations manager. So we've got two past great players from the Bulldogs complementing the work that this Kylie Wheeler-Watson's doing. So we've got a pretty good balance, Sam, the Bulldogs, with that.
They have, Doug. Now, I see. I don't know. Did you see? Is it Kane Corns? He's about to start a show on 7. Is he next year?
I think the old man might be having a spell too, Sam, in his marriage. I think he might be having a breather. But anyway, that's
what Graham with his wife. I know her well.
Linda.
Not Linda. Her name's I know her well.
His first one was Pam. Pam was the mother of Kane and Jack.
Yeah. No, and the other one is she's a very nice girl.
31 years they've been together. I think they're having a breather, Sam. I think they're having a spell.
How long have they been?
It's been 31 years.
Oh,
this is out there. This is out there. We're not talking out of school.
Nicole, is it Nicole? Not
that's
Nicole.
It. That's it.
It is.
That's it.
Nick.
He still plays the guitar in a band.
He does too.
He's a bit of a rock. He's a bit of a rock singer.
Yeah, long-haired rocker he is, Studley. And I think it's Nicole.
Yeah, they're having a breather, Sam. But anyway.
I think they'll get back together, Doug. What does a breather after 31 years mean?
I think it's all over.
You reckon it's all over, wouldn't you?
I think it's all over.
I reckon reruns don't work after 31 years. If you split up after 3 months or something, I think you can come back. But 31 years.
I think he's done. I think he's done, Sam, Graham.
Oh, well, anyhow, his son is going out to start a new footy show.
He's going to Channel 7.
I actually watched the footy show, the second edition last night. They went the whole. They went the whole show without showing any street talk. I thought that was extraordinary. That's the thing that was the glue that held the thing together for the last decade.
They showed you off the 10-metre board. Did they show that one?
They did.
Dived off or belly whacking.
Yeah, belly whacking. Yeah, got a hernia out of that.
That was scary. I remember I was there that day. I remember you stood there and you looked up and you went, Dougie, this is pretty high, isn't it?
I know, I did. No, that was frightened a living suitcase.
I said, go up there and have a look. When you get up there, look down. You went, Jesus Christ. Have a look at this. This is unbelievable. Yeah. And you belly whack it off.
Belly whack it. Got a hernia out of it. Mm.
Yeah. So going back to Corns.
Yeah.
I like him. You want to know why?
Who, Kane?
Call it how it is. Kane Corns. He's not scared. He's not scared to call it how it is. He doesn't hide. He calls his own belief. And I like the way he goes about it. Do you?
Well, I do. I got put off the television for that, calling it as it is. But
six times.
No, that's good. No, so they'll modify what they do. I don't know what did they sit? Do they go the panel again? Sit in a panel in a desk, or they have guests, or what would they do? Would he do interviews?
I don't know what they're doing, Sam. He would just go into that. They don't even outside of the front bar. What else do they do? They do a thing with Tim Watson and I don't even know what it is. There's about 4 blokes get on it, Sam. I don't know where they are, but he might get involved in that.
Yeah,
he might call the footy. I don't know if he calls. he might be special comments or a caller with Channel 7. I'm not sure, Sam. But
Yeah,
I like him. I like him.
So what we would be hoping if he became a special comments man, and you reckon he calls it as he see it, if he sees an umpiring decision which he thinks is ridiculous, it'd be nice if he says, that is the most ridiculous decision I've ever seen. But he wouldn't be allowed to say that because that would be degrading the game that you've paid money to promote, and you wouldn't want to disparage the AFL by doing it. So you are tethered, really. You are tethered to what you can do. You can't criticise players too much. You couldn't say if someone hit someone down the shirt, a shirt fronted him illegally, you could say that is a disgraceful act. You can't say all that because, you can get taken to court. There's in this litigious world we live in. Now, have you ever heard of a bloke called Gout?
Sorry? What was that? Gout.
There's a young Australian-born Sudanese lad called Gout. G-O-U-T.
I don't know it. No,
well, he is destined, they say, to be the next Usain Bolt. He is a 17-year-old Sudanese, Australian Sudanese lad, and he's run the 100 metres in 10.29. The world record is with Usain Bolt is 9.56, I think. So he has to improve. He has to improve 3/4 of a second, which would be. But it's 17. That is a pretty sharp time, I'm told, Doug. I know that's
very
a pretty
quick,
sharp
Sam.
time.
Very quick.
Gout. It's a good name. I
good
like
future.
it.
Good future. He's got a good future. You've got a good future, Gout. Yep.
Did you say he'd shoot you? What'd you say?
He's got a very, very good future.
Oh, good future. Oh,
he's got a very good future in front of him.
Yeah. Gout. So I like that name.
About 6'3", Sam. He's about 6'3", 6'4".
Is he?
Pretty tall.
We'll see. Usain Bolt was a big lad, and he wasn't great out of the blocks, but once he wound himself up, holy shit. Well, Gout.
Sam, I just had a text from Graham Corn.
You didn't.
You have. He said, please talk about Cornsy. Me and Sam love you, Graham, and we love Nicole. We love you, and we love you dearly. Simple. Yep. Okay. Sorry, mate. You there, Sam?
Yep. I'm here, Doug. How would Graham Corns know we were speaking about him if we're doing this? We haven't put this to air, Doug.
I'm just trying to square up. Sam.
He's Graham and Nicole.
Graham is a great man. I love him.
He is, and so is Nick. She's a great scout. And
good scout.
But Doug, can I tell you from experience? Some people, when they're married, break up.
What do you mean experience, Sam? What do you mean by that?
Well, I've experienced it 3 times, Doug.
How many houses are you giving away, Sam?
Oh no, I now.
3 houses?
Whenever I've got a roneoed sheet. Well, not a roneoed sheet, a roneo, that's a bit old-fashioned. I've got a, what do you call it? A
bungalow.
No, not bungalow bullshit. I'm talking about a photostat.
What?
I've got a photostat wedding certificate, and it says as soon as I get married, I have a clause in there. I said if ever there's a house purchased, I just have it in the person I'm marrying's name. Saves a hell of a lot of trouble. They don't even have to claim it. They just say, well, yes, yeah.
They just take it. Yeah.
Oh well, they don't have to take it because it's signed over. I sign it over to them at marriage.
Yeah.
So then they don't have to say, well, I'll take the house. I say, no, you don't have to. It's yours. I signed it over on the wedding day. I don't know why I'm laughing at this. It cost me a fortune. I could be living in the south of France if I hadn't been married ever.
100%.
But then I wouldn't have had the great offspring that I have. Oh, no. All right. Now, I don't know if there's anything else. Anything else you want to speak about?
No, I'm done, Sam. I'm just out on the corner of Coffin Road Q with this Hansett Yankett job here with the boys here with Brian, Adam and Tim.
Good. Brian, Adam and Tim.
They've allowed me, Brian, Adam and Tim have allowed me to get out here, and the Argus boys, Argus traffic control boys are out here working, and
good.
and they send their Cheerios to you, Sam and Sue.
Well, good on you, Doug. So if you see a couple of youths in a stolen Commodore, rush out and grab them and belt the living shit out of them, and we'll put you on the front page.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you, Dougie. All
Thank
the
you,
best,
Sam. Thank you,
man.
Sue. All the
Dougie.
best. See you guys.
Good
Bye,
boy.
Sue. See you, Dale. Bye, Sammy.
Bye-bye. He's off.
He's off.
Okay. Well, there we are. So we're off, and we're going to come back. We'll either come back with Greg, or we might put Greg on first. It doesn't matter.
Who's on what? What's on first? Who's on second?
Did you know who did that?
No.
Would you know
The
where that?
Stooges.
No, it wasn't the Stooges. It was Abbott and Costello.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
that's infamous comedy, or famous comedy. No, that's the Three Stooges when they go.
This makes great podcasting, really.
Yeah. No, that was the Three Stooges. All right, now that's it. We're signing off.